Shai by Hashem HaKadosh.
Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and the elders of Great Millstone, the men that taught us the truth. I rule well and teach well, and also shalom. Salutations to the brothers out there that are laboring through this work as well. So the brothers of the hopeful elect. So we're the brothers of Great Millstone, Montreal, back out here once again to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom and to uplift our Lord Yahweh Shai, right? Because this kingdom, the kingdom of the so-called white man, which his true term or nationality is that he's an Edomite, man. They're known as the Edomites in the scriptures. He's not white, he's not Caucasian, he's not German, but he's an Edomite. They descend from a man named Esau, making them the Edomites. And they're the ones that are ruling the earth right now, man. They're in possession of the earth right now. And it was given to them by the Lord. But they're not going to be in possession of the earth forever, man. They're not going to be in that lofty state of rulership forever, man. They're going to be taken out. And we're at that time now where their rulership is coming to an end.
This is Daniel 2. I'll start at verse 40. It says, "In the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron."
Right, so this is what we're going into is Nebuchadnezzar's dream that was shown to him by the Lord, man, Yahweh. And that dream was basically a summary of different kingdoms that were going to rule the earth, man. Different nations.
It says, verse 40, "And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron." Jump up, okay? I'm gonna jump up to verse 31.
Right, and this dream is so heavy, we're living in it right now too. We're still in that dream.
It says, "Thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image.
Right.
This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible."
Right. So what Nebuchadnezzar saw in his dream was an image, a statue. But he couldn't make out the interpretation of that image or what that dream meant, And then he tried, when you read the story, he tried to seek out somebody that was able to interpret that dream to him, and nobody was able to interpret that dream amongst his wise men, amongst his counselors, man, or those that interpreted other dreams, But there was one man that was able to interpret that dream, and it was Daniel,
It says, verse 32, "This image's head was of fine gold,
Right.
his breast and his arms of silver,
Right.
his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and brake them to pieces."
Interpretation. So what was in that dream was a statue that had different precious metals throughout the statue's body, man. The head, the breast, the legs, and then the feet, man. Which all those metals were symbolic to different kingdoms. As we're gonna read.
Now I'm going to jump down to verse 36. It says, "This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king.
That's right.
Thou, O king, art..."
If I may add too, because not many people know, because this is it's a dark saying, man. The statues, and the metals, that's symbolism, man. And not many people can understand that. Only if the Lord is, has opened your mind to understand it, man. In depth.
It says, "Thou, O king, art king of kings.
Right.
For Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshua of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power and strength and glory.
Right.
And whatsoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven hath he given into thine hand, and hath made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold."
Right, so the head of gold is speaking about Nebuchadnezzar, the one that had the dream. So the gold part of that statue, the head, the beginning of that statue was Nebuchadnezzar. And Nebuchadnezzar ruled the Babylonian, the ancient Babylonian Empire, man. So that head, or that golden part of the statue is speaking about the Babylonian Empire.
It goes on and says, verse 39, "And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass."
Right, so that kingdom that came after Nebuchadnezzar, that was inferior to the Babylonian Empire was the Median Persian Empire, man. And then like the metals we're going into, right? Gold, and then it says silver, right? You know, gold, silver, you know, that's a downgrade. You know, that's why it says inferior. You know, and when you go into that word inferior, you know, a couple words are less in status, less in quality. You know, but the Medo-Persian Empire was less of value than the Babylonian Empire. Was less glorious than the Babylonian Empire, man.
You see the word inferior in the regular Google. It says lower in rank, status, or quality.
Right. So it's lower in rank, status, and quality, man. You know. But throughout the whole dream, you know, the statue, the whole thing, it kept getting worse and worse, man. It kept getting less, more and more inferior, you know, in value.
It says, and another third kingdom of brass,
right,
which shall bear rule over all the earth.
Right. So that third kingdom of brass is symbolic to the Greeks. You know, the kingdom of the Greeks, which was headed by Alexander the Great, man. You know, but that's brass, which is inferior, more inferior than silver. You know.
It goes on and says, verse 40,
right,
and the fourth kingdom shall...
Right, because if I may add too, because, you know, it got more wickeder and wickeder, because when the Edomites, you know, the Greeks, when they hopped on the scene, scriptures speak about how that,
evil was multiplied.
Evils were multiplied in the earth. It didn't say that about, you know, the Babylonians or the Medo-Persians. You know, that was only said about the Edomites because they are the wicked. You know, those are the people, the nation of people that's basically created to introduce wickedness to the world, man. You know?
Not introduce, but they want to expand wickedness in the world. Being the border of wickedness.
Right. So they expand wickedness. They're the one that expanded wickedness into the world, right? So they took it there, you know, so to speak.
It goes on and says, verse 40, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron.
Right. And that fourth kingdom is also another kingdom of the Edomites, man, which is the Romans. You know?
It says, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things,
right,
and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
Right. And that was the empire that took over, you know, the Grecian Empire, man, the Greeks. It was the Romans, you know?
It says, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided.
Right.
But there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay.
Right. So we're at the toes now. You know, the toes of that statue, which we're living in the toes right now. You know, and then it said it was divided, right? You know, that's speaking about you know, the rulership that we're in right now. You know, America. You know, NATO and the EU. You know?
It goes on and says, verse 42, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay,
right,
so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken.
That's right.
And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave to one another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and shall stand forever.
That's right. So after America, you know, has ran its course with ruling, there will be another kingdom set up, you know, and that's not another Edomite kingdom. That's the kingdom of our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. That's the next kingdom, you know, to rule the earth, man. You know, forever, right? You know.
Yeah, this is Daniel 7 and verse 18.
Right.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
That's right. So once Yahweh Shai's kingdom is established, that's not going to be overthrown by any other kingdom, man, or any other nation. You know, because that was what was supposed to really, you know, rule the earth in the first place, man. You know, it says that in 2nd Ezra, man. Because, you know, the earth was really given or created for the nation of Israel's sake, man. They were the ones that the earth was created for. You know, so it's only right that they're supposed to be the rulership, man. But that's not the case right now. You know?
We're not talking about those guys in the land now.
We're talking about the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, true Israelites.
Right.
And that's something. Ecclesiastes 10:5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler.
Right. So right now, it appears to be an evil, man. You know, like a glitch, like an error. You know.
Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place.
Right. So folly, you know, that word folly just means foolishness.
Yeah.
It's set in great dignity. It's highly exalted, man. You know, and the rich sit in low place. So foolishness is exalted in this kingdom, man.
Yeah.
You know, but then you have those that are actually honored, honorable, sitting despised, man. Wisdom is despised, right, in this kingdom, and folly is exalted.
The lack of regard for the Heavenly Father and the Son that will shine.
Right.
They try to disannul the importance of the Heavenly Father, the Son, and how it shines. You know, put no importance, like they don't even exist.
Right.
So like the brother said, there's those that stand stiffly for their names. The names, the heavenly names of Yahweh and Yahweh.
For righteousness' sake, man.
They're being the base, you know?
Right. And that's an error. It's not supposed to be like that. You know? It's actually supposed to be the other way around, man. You know? But that's why I said it's an error. It's something that's a glitch. It's like, what happened here? You know?
I have seen servants upon horses.
Right. So servants are empowered. You know, that's what that horse symbolizes. That's where you get the term horsepower. You know? So servants, those that are supposed to be in subjection to others, are actually in the power seat. They're in authority. You know?
And princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Right. And princes, those that are supposed to be honored and exalted, are actually abased, you know, and dishonored and disrespected. You know?
As it says, we are the offscouring of the earth. Revelation 6:2 pertain to Yahweh.
The Israelites have to learn how to be princes. Right? Jake has left from that princely mindset. They don't think like princes. They really think like, that's what the scriptures say, is Jacob a born slave. Because they're moving in the mindset of slaves, man. Low level, baser. You understand what I'm saying? You look at our forefathers, deal with Daniel, right? He was on a high level. Right? That's why every Daniel, the first chapter, okay, dealing with how he took out the chief men and such and such, because we were on a higher level than these other nations. Okay? Everywhere. You understand? Read that. Go ahead. Okay, what you know we find it. Got it? Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
This is Daniel 1 and verse 3. The king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and
Skillful in all wisdom. Okay? That means they understood, you know, psychology, they understood about the animals, you know, they understood how to interpret dreams, right? Prophecy, dark scenes. They were well-rounded individuals, right? Jake nowadays is not well-rounded. We were not even grown up to be well-rounded. You understand what I'm saying? And to know certain things. We learned that when we came into the truth. We started to learn things. That, you know, geography and, you know, become history majors, things like that, right? So now we can talk to, you know, history scholars about certain things, right? Or geography. You know, so we should know geography. Brothers should know geography to some extent. Okay? That's what it means by they were well-rounded. Read that again.
it says, verse 4,
Mathematics, science, languages, right? Well, that's when you deal with a prince. He's tutored in those things. He's tutored in those things from a child up.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But Jake, you go to the Israelite schools, I'm talking about the so-called black and Native Americans, you got, you know, especially if you, let's deal with America, right? Let's deal with America. Okay? Because America is like the perfect example of the position of the Israelites in the world. Right? You go to the American so-called black schools and Latino schools, that's a low-level school. They're not, the curriculum is on a low level. They don't care if the children really pass. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, obviously they're not going to be well-rounded when it comes to knowledge. Okay, you go to the Edomite school, it's not like a private Edomite school.
Right.
It's on, that school is on a way higher level.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right.
And they care about whether the children plan. You got to work to a certain standard.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So ultimately, there's a big difference. Okay. So what happens is an Edomite will come out with more. The average Edomite will have more, you know, knowledge than the average Jake. Because the average Jake is not learning shit in the school system. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just an example. So now back in the ancient world, you had tutors, right? We had tutors that would teach you everything that you need to know. They're not teaching you about what's some folly in the school system today.
Well, men can be boys.
Well, let's deal with the science, right? They'll go into science, but then they'll tell you about the world is 1 billion years old, or teach you things that are not even real. It's just theology. Theory. Right?
The Big Bang Theory.
Right. Go ahead.
It says, verse 4, children in whom was no blemish, though well favored and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning and knowledge and understanding science,
Science, go ahead.
and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of their Chaldeans.
Right. So he said, read that again. He understood the king's tongue.
It says, in whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans.
Right. Because they wanted to benefit from their knowledge. Right? They didn't just put them in that position for no reason. They wanted to benefit from their knowledge. Okay? Go ahead. So that was the level that our forefathers were. Right. Okay? And Daniel was wise from a child. He wasn't wise at all. He was wise from the time he was a child. Okay?
It shows you that in Susanna. Jeremiah 2:21. Yet I had planted thee a noble vine, and woolly right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
Right. Yahweh Shemel Shai planted us to be a noble vine, to be a noble people. Right? But Jake is not moving like nobility. Man. Look at the word noble. Okay? Jake is not moving like nobility right now. Jake is moving like peasants. You understand what I'm saying? And they like that. To them that's cool. To them that's well, they honor that. Right?
What block they're from?
Huh?
What block they're from?
Say it again?
The block. What block they're from?
But, you know, it's a thing of, you know, you're on a certain level of, you have a certain level of decorum, go to work or whatever, you start your business. Jake will call you a square. That's not a compliment. Calling you a square that's not a compliment to you. Okay? Go ahead.
That's it.
Yeah.
This is the word noble and the etymology
I
online.
tell these days, I'm a square. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is the word noble in the etymology online. It says illustrious, distinguished, of higher rank.
Of higher rank. See, Jake is not acting like they're of higher rank. Jake is acting like they're of lower rank. Okay? That's why you got these samples, right? Because they're trying to gain favoritism with Esau because they look at Esau like he's of a higher rank. See? Go ahead.
Of higher rank or birth.
Yeah.
It says from Old French, of noble bearing or birth.
Noble bearing or birth. So naturally, we're a noble people. Okay, naturally, we're a higher people. Let's go to Deuteronomy 7:6, right?
13.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 14:2. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem El Shai thy power. And the Lord Yahweh Bashem El Shai had chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth.
Right, so we were a special people unto the Israelites are a special people unto the Lord. Okay? So we're supposed to be acting like a special people. Okay? We're not supposed to be acting like degenerates, like the mass majority of these jakes who see. Okay? And guess what? Esau gave you your culture that you have now. They gave it to you. Right? How? Through the media. Okay? There's a reason why we always bring it up. Sexy Red, Sukiana. These people were created, man. What do you think, man? I remember a video. Sukiana wasn't talking how she was talking in that video. She was talking like a whole different person. She's like, yeah, I sold my. No, she did it because Jake is going to do what they feel they have to do to get rich, which is that's degenerate in itself.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, money is not everything. That's what Jake is. Yo, it's like get the bag, get the bag, get the bag. What about moral standards? Right. But that's the Esau's way. That's the so-called white man's way.
Right.
Get it by any means. Well, that's what the Native Americans used to say. They used to say the white man holds nothing sacred. What does it mean he holds nothing sacred? That means he'll kill it. He'll do anything to get ahead.
Right.
Regardless of morality.
The means justify the end.
The means justify the end. Okay? So we're not supposed to think like that. But you have Jakes, the average Israelite you see, that's what they think exactly like that. Okay?
That's like the end justifies the means.
So the end justifies
The end justifies the means.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Proverbs 12 and 26, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them.
Right. The way of the wicked seduceth them. Who's the wicked? The Edomites. Okay? We showed you the wicked. Where's the sign of the wicked? Oh, the wicked. He tells you every week who the wicked is, man. Okay? Their ways are seducing you to go the wrong path, man. Alright? Go ahead. Okay.
Matthew 4 and 8. Again, the devil taking him up into an exceeding high mountain and showing him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. And he said unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. So again, that's what the seducing. Our people were seduced by the glory, the lights, what Satan had to offer. Okay, but Yahushua said, then said Yahushua unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shall thou serve.
That's right. That's right. So to bow down to Satan, that's how you get by in this world. That's how you get ultimately not by, but how you get ahead. Stay on a high level. Right? So Jake is going to do that. Which I shared that video about Mike Tyson. What he was saying. You see, if you're in trouble, no, what do you say? No, not if you're in trouble. All these things that are happening to you proves that you're favored by God. But if you're favored by God, you're also favored by the devil. That's what he was telling to Ngani, right? And then he said, "Hey, you gotta leave with the person you came with." What is he telling you? He's telling you that basically you sold his soul. All the people in Hollywood, to get to that level, you gotta go to the left-hand side, man. You gotta go to Satan, man. That's how they got where they're at, the riches and the fame, man. Okay? So I notice a lot of their children end up dead. Hey, that goes back to Moloch, man. Right? What is it called? The offering of the firstborn, something like that.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah. And then you notice it's always the firstborn. A lot of times it's the firstborn that goes back. Go ahead.
That's it on that.
Other definition of seduction.
Go ahead.
In the Hebrew, it says to err, to wander, go astray, stagger, to err, to wander about, of intoxication, of sin, wandering of the mind, to be made to wander about, to be made to stagger, to be led astray. It says to cause to wander of intoxication, to cause to err.
Yeah, he's being led astray through the enticement of these riches and fame, right? These riches, being on top of this world, right? That's how you're being led astray. Okay, it's like the carrot to a horse, right?
It says to cause to err, mislead, mentally or morally.
Right. Mislead, mentally or morally. Okay. See what I'm saying? So that's what Satan is here to do, right? And those that are the elect, they're not going to go astray to the left hand or the right hand when it comes to that. Okay? Yeah, you're going to have your hiccups. It's a battle. You're going to lose certain fights in the battle, but ultimately you're not going to forsake Yahweh Shem Yahushua to follow the ways of Satan. It's going to lead you to destruction anyway. Right? Trust me. You're not going to win doing that. Okay? Go ahead.
I mean, that's what the scriptures say. It's a precept and promise. Enter not into the path of the wicked. So don't take that route. don't be fully immersed in that route, right?
It's an evil path, man.
Yeah.
Evil way.
That's not lying.
And it shows you how you see these rappers or these entertainers, how they come up in the game, how they start, and how you see their end. They're doom, and you can see it in their face, their countenance, it's all darkened. See, they've been, they say the industry used them and spat them out.
Right.
You know?
Jakes that keep climbing in there, reaching the highest heights. They didn't have an album in 20 years,
Yeah.
but they're still everywhere. They're relevant.
Yeah.
You know, like Snoop Dogg,
Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent,
Jay-Z, right?
Yeah.
Lil Wayne's always making music. He's still so, you know? But it never ends up good for them guys. They're always on the news, you know, as the next villain, you know?
Yeah.
Or something. Or they lose their money in something.
But they suddenly die.
Yeah. Or yeah, they die, right?
But because one of the definitions was drunk, staggered.
Being intoxicated.
Yeah. Jeremiah 51:7, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, Yahweh Shai's hands, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Nations are mad. The nations are crazy, man. Because they drunk of the wine of Babylon. Okay?
This is Proverbs 16:29. A violent man enticeth his neighbor and leadeth him in the way that is not good.
Well, someone that's not for your good. That's someone that ultimately is looking for your hurt.
Yep. Their inward thought is to cast you down. Their hope is to cast you down from your excellency.
That proves Esau's your enemy, because just the fact they gave you this gangster rap music and they promoted it like that was a snare to you.
Yes.
Okay?
Wow.
Right? Is the end goal favorable to you? No, so that means he's your enemy. Okay?
And he works with gradualism. It started out with being conscious, and then it went to conscious to being violence,
Right.
and then went from violence to Lil Uzi Vert, and then from Lil Uzi Vert they got Sexy Red,
Right,
and all those demons
Right, it
in
was
there.
built up.
It was a build up to degeneracy.
Right.
Oh, like the serpent's poison, it hit you, yeah, it's slow, but dead.
Right. And the scriptures speak about the violence men are exalted. That's why he exalts these individuals. It's not about talent, right? Talent is like that's a part of it, part of the allure. But you gotta have more than talent. Right? You gotta be willing to be that negative image, right?
There was a video that we seen. A brother showed up a long time ago. I've seen it. The brother was saying how even to make it in the industry, there's a guy you have to go see, the wizard. You have to go see the wizard. And the wizard, he sets up a line of people that come in to see. Okay, it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't matter about the talent. It's how wicked you're far to go. There's a horse and a baby. Are you willing to get down with those two? If not, if you say no, you won't come back again. If you say yes, hey, you got a contract next month. Right? So it's all about wickedness. How deep you're willing to go into the dark side.
Yeah. Well, it's sure it's not about talent. You can get talent if you sell yourself.
Yeah.
It can enhance your talent. Okay. The guy who made the movie. The song Crossroads. Remember his name? John. I think it's John something. Right. But ultimately, man, he made a song about selling his soul to the devil. So, and then they said that he was a terrible guitarist. He wasn't on no levels, and then he came back. And all of a sudden, he's Jimi Hendrix. Sounded that. He has big pops.
Psalms 12:8. The wicked walk on every side, but the vilest men are exalted.
Yeah, that's it. That's why there's wickedness all over the place. All these people are wicked, right? So what do? You try to avoid these people. You're not trying to be around these people. There's nothing more wickedness that comes from these individuals. You understand? Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Psalm 62 and verse. I'll start out verse 3. It says, how long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you. As a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies, they bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly.
And our excellency is what? You know, the nation of Israel's excellency is nobility, man. You know, but the whole MO of the Edomites, the so-called white man, is to cast us down from that.
Yes.
You know, to see us abased.
That's right.
You know, that's why in Psalm 83 it says, you know, that they may cut them off from being a nation, man. You know, so they want to cut us off from us knowing who we are. You know, from us knowing that we're actually royalty and nobility. You know,
Right.
you know, they want us to be no people, man.
Right. Because when we left from Yahweh Shai, or matter of fact, when he cast us off, we were considered a no. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, when you depart from Yahweh Shai, it's like you're no people. Right. Because what nation do you belong to? You really don't belong to those other nations. Okay? Yeah. All right.
And that makes us weak, man.
Yeah, it's it.
You know, and that makes us weak, us being a no people, because we're left stranded, man. Like it says in Judith 5:20, if these people be
With the Lord.
the Lord is going to be with them. But if they're not with the Lord, we're basically weak, right? You know, we're gonna be dealt with treacherously by these other nations. You can deal with them however you want to deal with them, because they're just left stranded. Nobody to look over them. You know,
Right.
The Lord speaks about that hedge too in Isaiah 5. You know,
History shows that. All over history, it shows how when we departed from the Lord, we were taken over and led into captivity. But when we turned to the Lord, He came and delivered us.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
This is the book of Lamentations 4 and verse 1. It says, how is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, are the esteemed as earthen pitchers.
Right, showing you even when it speaks about it shall make a man more precious than fine gold. It's not talking about the heathen. Ultimately, it's talking about the Israelites of the elect. You know? Because we were comparable to fine gold, right? Okay, so he's going to make us comparable to fine gold again when the society collapses. They're going to see the importance of having a man that Yahweh Shai is dealing with. You know?
That's why coming back to the truth, following after Yahweh Shai, that builds up that gives you back your self-esteem, that gives you back your manhood, that gives you back a positive image of yourself, knowing that as it says, it classified you as a precious gold. It gives you, like, you realize your value in the eyes of the Lord, not in the eyes of the world.
Right. Not under the eyes of Esau. He told you that you were worthless.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because that's what he did. He basically told us, you know, you're not worth nothing. Look at you. You know, because what did they teach us? They only teach us about what happened to us as a nation, slavery. You know, that's the only, thing they really push, right? But there's more to, the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans than just slavery.
We have the most vast history,
right?
And greatest history amongst all the nations.
They give you Black History Months.
Yeah.
And that's just so you can watch the old movies. What's that movie? 12 Years a Slave. The foolish movies with Ice Cube and all that. Bad Boys in the Hood, shit like that. That's your culture. That's you guys. You know?
Are we there yet?
Yeah, are we there yet?
It says, verse 2, the precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, are the esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter.
All right, so you Jake's got to first get in the state of princes, right? So that's going to start with the elect. This is why the Lord is chiseling us, putting us through the fire to be purified, so we can be true princes. Because we got to be perfect. Right? You understand what I'm saying? Heavenly Father said, "What? We are gods, right?" You see what I'm saying? So why? Because we're the sons of God. So if we're the sons of God, we got to be perfect. We got to represent Him perfectly. So all these different negative traits that all of us have has to get weeded out, burnt out, right? So that what? We can be purified, and then you can be fit to be rulers. Okay? Go ahead.
This is Matthew 5 and verse 48. It says, "Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect."
So the Lord, He requires perfection. You know what I'm saying? So everything that we know that we gotta deal with, you better deal with it, man. Right? Because we're coming down to the wire. When you go down to the Revelations, it speaks about how, you're doing this right, you're doing that right, and you're speaking to the 7 churches, right? But I have one argument. I have one argument against you, right? You're not doing such and such. Okay? So showing you what the Lord is, He's not playing, man. He wants perfection. Matter of fact, listen to the churches of Revelation, all right? And how the Lord said what He said to them. Okay, so it's time to get serious, man. Right? If you're in a rut, what happened?
Brother Rakwai says shalom.
Hey, shalom, Akir. Shalom, Akir. All right? When you're in a rut, if you're in a rut now, you better get out that rut. Okay? We're not in the time to be staying in no spiritual rut. All right? You better start doing your videos as much as you know that's the Lord giving you the talents, man. Okay? Because you don't want the Lord to take them talents from you. And then you left out there Jacob's trouble with no talents, man. See? No word.
Right. I've got word of perfect in Matthew 5. It says in the Greek is teleios. It says brought to its end, finished, wanting nothing necessary to completeness, perfect, that which is perfect, consummate human integrity and virtue, of men full-grown adults.
There's not, listen, as long as we're in this flesh, right, we don't have those new bodies, there's always going to be mistakes. Okay, there's always going to be particular flaws that come up. But there's a particular point that Yahweh Shai wants us to reach the forward change. You understand what I'm saying? There's a particular end goal, the end result that the Lord wants from each individual of us to reach before we're changed into that level. Okay? So you got to do that. And you know what needs to be changed. It's not a thing also you don't know. Know ye not your own selves? Brother got to tell you, oh no, you tell me, well, guess what? How about you figure out your flaw? Because you know better than me. You understand? Brothers ain't got no camera. There's certain things brothers can see that you can't see that brothers will tell you or whatever, you know? But ultimately, there's certain things you should know.
It says, consummate human integrity and virtue of men, full grown, adult, of full age, mature.
Yep, sure. Okay? You gotta knock off all those challenges, those things that bother you at the end of your walk, those things that you were going through at the end of your walk, at the beginning of your walk, rather, excuse me, that should be not a challenge anymore. That should be well past that. Okay? And moving forward to another level. Because you can only get to that other level if you pass those first levels. Right? You don't have a video game, you don't get all the things you need. The first level, you just skip to the 7th level. You're only at the 3rd level. It doesn't work that way. You gotta go to the 3rd level because there might be something in the 3rd level that you need to get the person in the 4th level. Right? A particular sword or whatever you need to destroy a particular person in the 4th level. So this is exactly how the spiritual walk is, man. You gotta get what you need to get each part where you're not really growing. Okay? You're at the plateau, man.
Good. In the Strong's it says complete applications of labor, growth, mental and moral character.
Mental and moral character. Okay? So it's an internal thing. Okay?
It said the word was Thelios?
Teleios.
Okay. Because I think that goes into even Theos, no?
No, I don't think it's called. No, it's
Thelios.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 20. It says, "Brethren, be not children in understanding, howbeit in malice be ye children, but understanding be men."
Right. So you're supposed to also grow in wisdom and understanding. Okay? But for you to grow in understanding, right, you really got to go to the next level. Because the understanding, it lies in experience, like the true understanding of wisdom. Like, really understanding the scripture really lies in the wisdom, right? That you get from the experience, right? So if you're not at that next level, okay, you can learn certain things, but to really understand certain things, right, you got to experience certain things,
I think it's a precept in the Bible that says try what is good for you and it's not, so experience, get that experience basically, to know what's good, what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with.
Go ahead, you have something?
Hebrews 12 and 11. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby.
Yeah. So chastening of the Lord, sometimes it's just to bring you up. Sometimes it's just to bring you up. Okay? You understand? Or if you're not willing to go through that, and then also glean the understanding that he's trying to give you from it, alright? You're not going to get to the next level. And you may have to go through that again. You may have to do something similar. Right? Until you get to that next level, until you accomplish it. Keep going through this. Well, you might keep going through it because you ain't past that level yet, man. When you don't beat the game, when you don't beat the boss, what happens? You go back to the beginning, right? So you gotta keep doing it. You see, when you come in here with a different angle, see,
Right, yeah.
See what sword I gotta get? Oh, then you find the chest. That was what I needed to find. Okay, then you defeat that level. Now you have what you need for the next level. Right? The necessary abilities. Okay?
I mean, you might approach that next level with the same mindset that you acquired from that, from trying to accomplish that other level, man.
It's not sufficient. Right? It's not sufficient. Right?
2 Corinthians 3 and 18. But we all, with open face.
So the Yahweh knows what he's doing. And that's a person that you need to keep having all them chances.
Yeah.
You keep coming out, you don't have 2 lives. Look, you don't have 3 lives. You know what I'm saying? They can just take away everything and go back to the beginning. You're lucky to stay on that level. You know what I'm saying?
Mario,
I said it Mario.
yeah, you fly, and you got hit. You become a regular man, then you got hit. And you become little.
You get hit, you die.
He was live. Get knocked down. What if the Lord take everything? You know? The Lord wants growth, man. We spoke about the tree. Give me the tree that didn't bear the figs, man.
Even the wedding, the guy that showed up with the wrong garment, he wasn't given another chance to go change, There was cast him into utter darkness, so that's it, You're not getting to try again,
But why? Because he was at the wedding. He was at the hours when he was shy.
Yeah.
So you gotta be on that level before.
Yeah.
You gotta have the garment beforehand.
That's it.
Understand? Before it's too late, man. This is all grace. This is all grace that we got. You know? What you got?
This is the book of Matthew 21 in verse 19. And it reads, we'll start at verse 18. It says, now in the morning as he returned into the city, he hungered. And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon, but leaves only, and said unto it, let no fruit grow on thee henceforward forever. And presently the fig tree withereth away. And when the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying, how soon is the fig tree withered
Yeah. Right? So, because Yahushua was vexed, you know? Showing Yahushua is an austere man, and he doesn't tolerate you not doing what you're supposed to be doing, man. A fig tree is supposed to bring forth figs, man. And if it's not bringing forth figs, what's the point of it being there? Right? If you're supposed to be one of the trees Yahushua had, that Yahweh planted, right? And you're not bringing forth fruit, one of the fruit trees, because it's fruit tree specifically, and you're not bringing forth fruit, then what use are you in this ministry, right? You see? Right?
This is the book of Luke 13 and verse 5. Verse 6. He spake also this parable. A certain man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came and saw fruit thereon and found none. Then said he unto the dresser of his vineyard, Behold, these 3 years I come seeking fruit on this fig tree, and find none. Cut it down. Why cumbereth it the ground?
Yeah, why is it here? If it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Right?
But he answered and said unto him, Lord, let it alone this year also, until I shall dig about it and dung it. If it bear fruit, well. If not, then thou shalt cut it down.
Right, so he gave it a year, gave it some time. All right? And if he came back to check it out and it wasn't doing what it's supposed to be, let's cut it down. Just take everything from it. Right? And give it to somebody who, you know what I mean? Who's gonna bear fruit. That's all.
This is Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. So for those that don't have the proper garments, they don't have the proper doctrine, and they're not covered, all Yahweh wants you to be covered. You're not meeting the expectation that he has for you. Really, it's because you rebelled. Well, the Lord is not like the Lord that give you the truth or they give you the warning. You rebelled the warning.
Yeah, that's the vanity of man, you know.
You did exactly
You got it. I like doing it like this. The Lord said, nah, this is the way you got it. It seems to me, it's a need for you to do this. It's needful. Okay? Nobody said you're going to be comfortable.
Right.
Right? The only way to grow anyway is to get out of your comfort zone. That's the only way to grow. That's what I mean.
It's the book of John 15 and I'll start at verse 4. It says, Abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself except you abide in the vine. No, it says, no more can ye except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, ye can do nothing.
Yeah, without me, you can do nothing. Without Yahushua, you can do nothing. But you have to abide in him. Okay? Meaning you gotta constantly be supping with him. You know? And how do you sup with him? You gotta knock on the door. Scripture speak about knocking on the door. Right? This verse it says what? He will knock on the elder in Texas just did a lesson on it. Right? First he knocks on the door for you, but then later you gotta be knocking on the door, right? You gotta want it. You gotta want to get closer to your house. You see what I'm saying? So it means when you abide, look at the word abide.
In the Greek, it says meno. It says to remain, abide,
To remain, what?
in reference to place, to sojourn, tarry, not to depart, to continue to be present.
To be present. But you see, if your mind is drifting away into the world of this and that and third, right? Then you're not as present as you once were. So you gotta get back on that path, man. Right. Okay? Right. Really, you should have the same fervency that we had when we first came into this, when we first heard the truth. Remember your first step, right? Okay? It's not supposed to get old, man. It's supposed to really get renewed day by day, man. You know what I'm saying? But
To be present, to be held, kept continually. in reference to time, to continue to be, to not perish, to last, endure, of persons to survive, live.
Right. That's it. Okay.
It says, verse 6, John 15:6. If any man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered. And men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned.
That's it. You know, if he doesn't abide, if he doesn't stay in the house shop. Okay?
This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, with all thine heart. Believe not unto thine own understanding.
You better trust him, no matter the situations that you're in. It might seem a particular way, because you gotta keep that trust. Okay? As much time as you go through it, you know, you're being exercised, and you gotta go through it the right way. With the right mindset. Right? Go ahead.
You want that? Verse 6, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
Yeah, you shall direct thy path. We don't know what that is. Go ahead.
Be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord, and depart from evil.
Yeah, fear the Lord and depart from evil. Fear Yahweh Shemel Shine. That's not right. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. You know that's not right. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. Okay? But that's the thing. I don't know how people get caught up in that shit. You gotta be, well, it's through the grace of Yahweh Shemel Shine. A lot of these things, particular way, but there's always something that's should be going you off to say, now this is not a woman.
Not right, yeah.
If the spirit is on you, you're gonna say, now something's off. So women, they have a spirit of women. You don't have a spirit of women. They're acting like it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
James 4:8. Draw nigh to the Most High, and he will draw nigh to you.
Yeah.
Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded.
Yeah. Yeah. Read that again.
James 4:8. Draw nigh to the Most High.
Start at 6 or 5, so let's see what it says.
Okay. James 4:5. Do ye think the scripture said in vain, the spirit that dwelleth in us lusteth to envy? But he giveth more grace. Wherefore he said, the Most High resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High, and resist the devil.
Submit yourself to the Most High. So when the Most High is trying to tell us to do something, we're supposed to submit to it. Okay? When he's showing you, because he's showing you, well, you know you got to do this better, you know you got to do that better. And you might even say, I got to do this better. Well, are you doing it? Are you submitting yourself to Yahweh Shemel Shah? This is what you got to think about. Because only so much time you say, I got to do better. You understand what I'm saying? Only so much time we should be saying, we got to do better. Before we do better. Right? Correct?
Yeah, even Jonas, he didn't want to submit himself to the Lord, trying to run away from his responsibilities. The Lord put him on a mission he didn't want to go to, but he still ended up having to do it, because you can't escape the hand of the Lord. If the Lord chooses you to work, you're going to have to work.
Have the word submit. It's in the Greek, it's hypotosos. It says to arrange under, to subordinate. It says to subject oneself, obey, to submit to one's control.
Oh, obey. Scripture speak about obeying is better than sacrifice. Alright? Obeying is better than sacrifice. Right? So scripture speak about that. So that obedience is important. Okay? You gotta be able to, you can hear the messages, right? You know the messages, right? Alright? And anything else that you don't see, it's going to be revealed unto you. Right? The Lord speaking once and twice. Go ahead.
Yeah.
There's more. Go ahead.
So to submit to one's control, to yield to some, to yield to one's admonition. Admonition.
And what's an admonition? A warning. Okay. Go ahead.
Or advice.
Right.
To obey, to be subject.
Yeah. And you got the advice, and then the advice may come. The advice he's from, boy, Yahweh Shemel Shai is giving you advice. Okay, he's giving you should be doing this. You should be doing that. You should be doing this and that, and that. Okay. He's giving you advice. Okay? But then that advice might come to a brother to even hit you even harder with it, you gotta do this. You understand what I'm saying? It's like boom, man, you don't want to do it. Go ahead. Now you're not resisting. Y'all watch the now? Right?
It says this word was a Greek military term meaning to arrange in a military fashion under the command of a leader.
There you go.
Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw nigh to the Most High, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners. Yeah. James 4:7. Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw nigh.
Flee. And then, hey, after you resist it, it doesn't become a problem anymore. Because you're submitting yourself to Yahweh Chanel Shai's advice, and all of a sudden it's not a problem.
Yeah.
All of a sudden that's easy now. All of a sudden you got something else in your arsenal.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead.
Yeah. Draw nigh to the Most High, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded.
Right. Cleanse your heart, you sinners, and purify your heart, you double-minded. So you can't be double-minded going, I'm going to go a bit with Satan, I'm going to go a bit with the Most High. No, you got to pick a side, man. Okay? So when the Heavenly Father is giving you that advice to do such and such in the Spirit, you're supposed to do it. Okay? And when you do that, that's when you'll be upgraded to be able to defeat Satan. And Satan gets mad when that happens. Right? I was speaking about that time when I was in the midst of sleep and, in the spirit realm type thing. And then basically I was wrestling with a particular demon, right? His body slamming in, his body, he kept coming back and forth, back and forth. I was like, this demon won't stop, right? But then I heard him go into, I heard the door open, I heard him go into the living room, and I heard the TV turn on. And through the TV, I heard the demon say, you don't want to mess with me. You don't want to mess with me. Because he was mad, He was mad at me. And that was the time that I was stepping into a spiritual state. I was like really getting in the spirit, I was getting the dialogue. I was really, I might have been doing like 3 videos. You brothers remember that?
Yeah.
Like 3 videos a day. I was going crazy.
Does it take breaks?
I was going crazy on the
Just went live. You just went live.
Right.
Oh man.
You understand? But that's what Satan was at. The demon was at. And he's supposed to get angry at you because he can't do his job.
Yeah.
You don't want him to be happy.
Yeah.
You want Satan to be pleased with you?
Yeah.
You don't want Satan to be happy. Satan is happy with the people of this world. He's happy with no one. Satan's favorite, what is his favorite
Gremlin.
favorite gremlin? Huh? Right. Go ahead, man.
Yep. And it says, no, that was it on that.
Well, Satan listens to little
The Carter. Tucci.
Satan like that. Carter 3. Michael, you gotta get down with that. Michael's like, this is cute. Go ahead.
This new joint right here.
Go ahead.
2 Timothy 2 and verse 3. Now therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
So we have to endure the hardness that comes with tribulations, the testings, okay? In order for us to reach that next level, we have to endure it, okay? See? Meaning to what? To be made hard. Oh, so you're becoming hard. You pass that test, now that test is not a challenge anymore, you're harder. Okay? The apostles and elders have been hardened through years of these trials and tribulations, right? We don't know what trials and tribulations they went through, what they had to overcome. You know what I'm saying? To be at the point where they're at now. Okay? But the more you get through it, the more you submit, the better, the higher level you'll get to. See? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 4. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier.
Right, that he may please him that chosen him to be a soldier. Okay? So we're supposed to please Yahweh Shai by what? By enduring and passing these tests. We're coming down to the wire now. This is not the time to be doing silly shit, man. Okay? Brothers know what I mean when I say silly shit. There ain't time to do more silly shit, man. It's the time to be on point, man. Be ye men. Okay? You know? All of us, man. Okay? I'm not exempt. Alright? From the folly of, you know, that comes with this flesh. The nonsense. The overindulgence, the this, that, the comfort, the BS. I'm not exempt from this, man. Okay? But the message that is the theme now is brothers gotta fight, man. And don't look at the next bro, you know, he's getting away with it. He might can't get away with it.
Right.
What about you? Don't worry about, you know, oh, did you get over there? Is your name Zaquan? When did you get that type of thing? And by the way, you're not that particular elder, right? Because another elder might not be able to get away with that either. So you gotta really understand that this thing is an individual walk and we have to pass these individual tests, man. Get me, it says a fire on one side and it's only enough for one man to go through at one time. See? Game playing, it's time to stop that, man. Yeah? I've been cursing myself on it. Bullshit, man. Okay? It's time to get really on good, man. Pastor, they're going to hell, man. They say, you know what I mean? You should be living like a hermit. That's what your pastor said. Right? I'm saying, you know, brothers going to do what they do, brothers going to do certain things. But you know the limit. You know when too much is too much. Okay? You know when it's like, okay, that's all right. You know what I mean? But then there's a limit where you know, hey, you know, let's put the brakes down. On anything. Anything, man. Eating certain things. Folly. Too much TV. Okay? Too much focus on women. Too much focus on the job over the work you got by yourself. Okay? Not being on point. You know? You gotta get somewhere from 8, you be at 75, 750. It's time, it's all of us, it's time to get off. Okay?
Go ahead, Joe. Second Ezra 7.
How many videos you did this week? Well, I'm doing less when I get home. Well, we're past the 3 videos. Okay? Should be, hey, man, I mean, brothers go, hey, it should be 5 videos, man. Okay? Pastor says every day. I mean, brothers should be on fire, man. Okay? Brothers should be on fire, man. Hey, when you get down to the last part of the race, do you slow down? Is that the time when you slow down? I remember I seen a race like that. A guy with it put his hands up before he even finished the race. The next one just passes at him. His face changed, man. His countenance. Because that's not the time to celebrate. It's not the time to slow down. It's the time to go into maximum overdrive, man. Okay? According to the measure that was given unto you. According to the measure that was given unto you, not according to the measure that's given to somebody else.
Second Ezra 7 and verse 6. There's also another thing. The city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow.
That city represents the kingdom of heaven. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water.
Right, so that's the difficulty of this truth. Okay? That's the difficulty of this truth. Okay? It's very difficult. Alright? It's very stressful. If you're walking in a position like that, imagine how stressful you gotta
You gotta walk on the damn near like this, but then there's fire and there's water on one side. You're stressed out. You're like, damn, right? So you gotta, learn to get comfortable in that position so that you can walk even more efficiently. Good.
Verse 8, and only one path, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. If the city now was given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
Right. If you never pass the danger that's there, how is he going to receive the inheritance? You have to go through that path. Okay? And you got to be at that level that the Lord wants you to be at by the time you reach to that thing. By the time you reach to that. Whatever's written for you to reach at. You understand? Like I said, we're still in the flesh. There's always going to be flaws. Okay? But something that's spirit, you're supposed to be working on. Yeah, I gotta do better. You've been saying that for 5 years. Where's the progress at? Go ahead.
Hebrews 12 and 2. Looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is sat down at the right hand of the throne. So again, he endured the cross. He went through that walk. He went through the fire and the water, and he overcame. For consider him that endured such contradictions of sinners against himself, lest he be wearied and faint in your minds.
That's it. That's it. All right. What you got, man? This is the book of Acts 14 and verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. Right, much tribulation. Okay? Matter of fact, look at the word tribulation. The churches. Go ahead, you can get that next, right?
Hebrew 2 and 9. But we see Yahushua, who was made a little lower than the angels for the suffering of death, crowned with glory and honor, that he by the grace of the Most High should taste death for every man.
See, Yahushua, he was on a level where his parents didn't really understand, but then, Mary eventually, she understood that he was on a high level, and she knew about the spiritual power. She said, yeah, okay, now I see something definitely, I don't know when she saw it, like, the angels told him something, and they would think about it, but it's like it didn't register. You understand? So ultimately, that's why he said, I must be about my father's business, and it said that she kept it in her heart. I mean, they didn't really register to them what this was about. This is the Savior of Israel. This is he, the Son of the Most High. They don't really know what that is. She wasn't well versed in scriptures like that. Okay?
He turned 12 in that year. He turned 12, so he became a man. So a man, he was about his father's business. So then imagine them just hearing your child sing that at 12 years old. You don't really understand what that's all about. You know?
But the point I'm making is this: is that he had the spiritual power, right? At some point, he knew that he had the spiritual power. Right? And he experimented. He was a baby. He was a baby. Doesn't mean he was picking up things as a baby. Okay? He had to build up to a level. Right? But Yahushua was such on a high level, he built up quick. That's why I say you shall be able to understand. Right? So you got to get on a certain level to even use that spiritual power. Right? A certain level of faith, a certain level of refinement. You know? Peter and them, they didn't get that spiritual power, at a certain point because they were just on a low level. But then it was to the point Peter could touch Peter's shadow and be healed. Right? That comes from faith. Right? Go ahead.
It says here, for it became him for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, in bringing many sons unto glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings.
Make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings. Go through the suffering, but like I said, you could go through sufferings and not reach the next level. You could go through suffering, you just go through suffering. You're not reaching to another level. So you gotta go through sufferings, but also be climbing up the ladder so that you're gleaning what you need to glean through sufferings. See? Right?
It says
Sometimes,
here,
you know, it's just a punishment, right? But then sometimes it's to what? It's to bring you on that next level. You got something else there?
yep, it says here, Matthew 20 and 20, it says here, then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto him, What wilt thou? She said unto him, Grant that these two my sons may sit, the one on thy right hand and the other on the left, in thy kingdom. But Yahushua answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, We are able.
You are able to do it, right? So you got to drink that cup. You got to go through that suffering. Right? So look, just like us, we have to suffer with Yahushua. Okay, in order to be glorified with him. Right? The scriptures say that, right? So, like that one dude was trying to sell the car, and something after the car, he said, "See, can I tell you?" Like, you don't understand what the Bible's about. Sure, you dummy. You gotta suffer to be a man of the Lord. It's the only way. Okay? That's the only way for you to be purified. Man. See, but they think it's coming to Jesus and everything goes good for them. Then money comes, this comes.
Gain is godliness.
Right? Girlfriend.
Get a job.
Right? Get a good job.
Fuck.
Follow me, bear your cross.
Yeah.
That's it.
2 Ezra 7 and 18. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things. The straight is S-T-R-A-I-T. Straight things and hope for the wide. For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, yet shall not see the wide.
Right. So hope for them. Right? They're just suffering because of wickedness. Right? The Lord is suffering. He's allowing us to suffer to want to also upgrade us. Oh, give me that. We have fathers of our flesh. Go ahead. Still want to go into the next one? Yeah, bring that up.
This is the word tribulation in the etymology online. It says a state of affliction or oppression, suffering, distress. It says from Old French, tribulation. It says distress, trouble, affliction. To oppress, afflict. It says to press.
Look up the word distress. That sounds like stress. So like stress is within that word. Okay? You know, oppressive means stressed out. Okay?
So this is the word distress from the etymology online. It says circumstances that cause anxiety or hardship. It says the restraint, affliction,
Etymology?
Yeah.
Okay.
It says restraint, affliction, narrowness, distress. It says to draw apart, hinder. That's pretty much it.
And then break down the two words?
The two words, it says from this, which means apart, and then stangere, which means draw tight, press together.
Press. Okay, gotcha. Break. Go ahead. If you know it's a position of different position, you pretty much know that. Go ahead.
2 Timothy 3 and 12. Yeah, all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution.
That's right. That's right. And it's worse when you're suffering while you're doing righteousness. You know? Because it's like, Job showed you that. You know, and Job is great successful, but doing righteousness, but still get all kind of help. Right?
But it also says that it's a good thing inside of the Lord that you're persecuted for righteousness' sake. Because even when the apostles were beaten for the word's sake, they count it as joy.
Hebrews 12 and start at verse 7. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons.
Right. You gotta go through their chastity, man, to be true sons of the Most High. You know that?
Verse 9, furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much more rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live?
Yeah. We should be in subjection of the Father of spirits, which is Yahweh. Okay, so that what we can live. All right? Because what he's bringing us to life. All right? Go ahead. What you got? Okay, hold on. What you got? Go ahead.
1 Peter 4 and 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you.
Fire.
Think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice insomuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Right. You want to be on his good side when he comes back. That's why when the disciples, they got beat up, right? They rejoice. Okay? What kind of madness is that? When the disciples they get beat up and jumped and bruised up and bloody, with black eyes, bloody lips, to say, because what? They said they suffered for Yahushai's sake, which shows that what? That Yahushai is doing. That's it. Okay, go ahead.
Yep. If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. And on their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other man's matters. Yet if any man suffer as a Mashayakim, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify the Most High on this behalf.
That's right. Yeah. So you don't want to suffer as a busybody. The things that ultimately things that change the things that change the things that are off. You want to be suffering from that, right? They start to demonize us. That's really honored. Okay? And he called them videos of Pastor Harlan. He said about Deuteronomy 20% chapter. Hey, that's really the word, because we know the truth. Right? And we know that what we're seeing is righteous. Okay? On the side of Yahweh Shai. We don't have to be ashamed of what these people got to say. Okay?
Luke 6 and 22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil, for the Son of Man's sake. Rejoice ye in that day, and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven, for in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets.
Remember, when that time comes when people are being shoved from society, or whatever the case may be, or people are being looked for, people are not going to want to associate with you for a certain period too, because remember what C19, if you're going to take that juice, they're going to try to do it. You know?
This is the book of 2 Ezra 7, in verse 18. It says, nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer great things, and hope for why. For they that have done wickedly have suffered great things, and yet shall not see the why.
We read that before. But
this is John 15 and verse 20. It says, remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
They kept my saying, they will keep yours also. Right? So we gotta go through that first. Read that again.
John 15 and
break it down.
John 15 and verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you. The servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will persecute you also. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. So even Yahweh Shai, he himself, being the only begotten, the Heavenly Father, he had to suffer strange things, man. You know, there was a particular walk that he had to go through that was tailored for him. So where that, you know, he was catching hell, man, on the earth, being in the flesh. You know? So if he went through those type of tribulations, so likewise us too, we have to go through that same path. Right? The brother read earlier how that Yahweh Shai is the author and finisher of our faith. He's basically the role model that we ought to follow. So, you know, being in this walk, there's going to be periods where the Lord's going to try you, man. And how that, like according to the lesson, the camp, is how that, you know, we have to elevate and grow and move on to the next level, man. And not be on the same level and you know, basically falling for the same traps. You know, falling for the same obstacles that Satan puts in your path, man, to try to deteriorate you from the righteous path, man. You know? So that was it. That's it.
Sirach 2 and 2, Sirach 2 and 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Yeah, when you come to serve the Lord, you have to prepare yourself for temptation. You know, that's like you may say, what do you call that? The fraternity, those fraternities when, you know, basically.
Initiation.
The initiation. That's the initiation, man. You know? And Wisdom of Solomon says, well, wisdom's going to walk with you and crooked ways at first, man, to prove you. So the first thing when you step into this, man, is trials and tribulations.
Right, those initiations, they put, you know, you have to complete, you know, particular tasks, things they tell you to do, to see first, you know, for them to test if you're worthy of even being initiated.
Even those trials, those initiations, they're usually very embarrassing.
Right.
So they'll break you down to see if you're willing to do this. That means that you're really about it. You really want it. You know. So the same thing goes with wisdom.
Right.
Even us being out here in the highways and byways, it says that we're made a spectacle to the world, and we're made fools for the world. So yes, so even that we're humbling ourselves to the Lord, and humble humiliation comes from the word humble.
That's right. And this type of shame, you know, what's considered foolishness is different from what the world, you know, from the world's perspective of shame and foolishness, man. You know, because the scriptures say what the wisdom of the Most High is wiser than men. You know, so the way the Lord does things is different from, you know, a carnal mindset, man. You know.
And again, it's through the foolishness of preaching that people are saved.
Yeah.
So to them, it seems like we're doing something crazy, foolish, but it's really salvation. We're proclaiming something that is even higher than they can even comprehend. You know, and that's why they say they demonize what they don't understand.
Right.
You see? So going on, verse 2, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Yeah, so you know, you're supposed to endure and basically practice your patience, and then wait for the Lord to give you an opening to where that, you know, He gives you the solution for your problem. You know, but the main thing is practicing your patience, man. You know, because the Lord's gonna put you in situations to where that, oh, it seems like there's no escape. How am I gonna get out of this? But it's a matter of you being patient and also praying to Him, so that, you know, He makes the opening. Sometimes the opening is not what you like. You know, the opening is like you're going into is by you going through those trials, man. You can't dodge basically the path that the Lord has tailored for you. You can't dodge it. You know, and you brought up the example of Jonah. He tried to dodge his calling, man. You know how he had to go preach up to Nineveh. What happened? Hey, he got swallowed up, and then hey, you know, he got persuaded, man. Those nights he spent in that fish's belly, hey, he experienced the fear of the Lord. The Lord is gonna make sure you experience His fear, so that hey, you get a point now. You know?
This is from the Amos. It says here, it's like Romans 8 and 18. For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Like we read earlier, how that, you know, the righteous, they suffer strict things, and then they hope for the white. Hey, that's basically tying into that scripture, man. You know, because the suffering that we're going through here is for a purpose. You know, it's not like the Lord is bringing hell upon you for no reason. You know, first and foremost, we were not. So we're worthy of those licks that the Lord has given us. But at the same time, He's giving those licks so that what? We may be purified. And be worthy and, you know, eventually obtain the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, which is far, like the scripture said, it's not worthy to be compared. You know? Scriptures even say how that, you know, when we're in the kingdom, it's going to be like a dream, man. That's how it's going to be like, man, a horrible night. You know, in dreams, eventually you forget them, man. So we're going to forget about these sufferings, you know, at a certain point in time. Because what? Pleasures forevermore, we're going to be engulfed in pleasures forevermore. You know?
Psalm 16 and 11, Thou wilt shew me the path of life. In thy presence is the fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore.
Yeah, the Lord's right hand is pleasures forevermore. All the things that, you know, you can think about that's pleasurable, we're going to get to experience that in righteousness in the kingdom. You know, because, you know, how this left-hand side of things here that these people enjoy, there's a right-hand side of it too, man. You know? Certain things we truly haven't experienced the right-hand side of certain pleasures, man. But in the kingdom, oh, we're going to get to experience that. To where that, even before you think of something, the Lord is going to provide it. So that's why, hey, right now, going through those hardships, man, it's necessary, man. You know?
John 10 and 10, The thief come not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they may have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. But again, Yahushua, that's his purpose. And again, as I read in Psalms, Yahushua is the right hand. So through your following Yahushua, you will have that life more abundantly. As the brother said, you will have the opportunity to enjoy everlasting life. You'll have the opportunity to enjoy your family, to enjoy your something that you build up, to see the conclusion of a thing that you establish, because you're going to live forever. Just as Solomon understood that everything is vanity, because he doesn't live forever. He didn't live forever in that time. So whatever he built up was going to be moved on to whoever, you know, and he didn't know what would happen to his riches, to the things that he built. But in the kingdom, we're going to have the opportunity to see everything to the fullest, right? And that's why what we're going through right now is temporal. But the pleasures that we're about to have, the life that we're about to have in Yahushua is going to be eternal.
And the scripture says, no eye have seen, nor ear have heard what Yahweh Shah had prepared for his servants. So, you know, really, you can't even imagine. You can't imagine that. You know, certain things that the Lord has tailor-made for you, man. You know, you're tailor-made woman, tailor-made. Yo, there's certain things about yourself that you don't know that you're going to know about in the kingdom, man. About certain foods that you like, you know, particular material of clothing that you like. So, hey, once again, that's why right now going through these things, it's necessary. You know, like how it's had to go through it, us too. This is the book of First Corinthians 4, and I'll start out verse 9. It says, For I think that the Most High has set forth the apostles last, as were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. We are fools for Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. And you know, currently right now, we're being made fools for Hamashiach's sake, which is the Yahushua. You know, like we're going into, like, this thing that we're doing right here, man. These people, they see it as something that they're wasting their time. You know, what are you doing? Get a life. Do something better with your life, man. Right? But in the eyes of the Lord, this is beautiful, man. You know? Here it is, we're presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice, man. Which, all these people, whatever they got going on right now, man, the Lord doesn't value that. You know, them chasing their career or whatever they're doing, the Lord doesn't value it. The only thing that the Lord values is you sacrificing your time, your energy, and basically serving Him, man. So at the end of the day, you know, these people's opinion, it shouldn't matter to you, man. The only validation you should seek is that of Yahweh Shai, man, which is going to come through the brothers, you know, angels, whatnot. That's the only validation that we seek, man. You know?
This is Galatians 1, verse verse 10. Galatians 1 and verse 10. But do I now persuade men or the Most High? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be a servant of the Hashah.
Right, we're not here to please them. We're not here to, do backflips and tricks and try to, appease you in a sense. Of course, whoever resists themselves, that you want to ask questions, we're trying to relate with them. But at the end of the day, it's not to where that we're trying to, seek their opinion, seek their validation. That's what Apostle Paul said, man. We're just simply here to preach the word, man. Like scriptures say, preach unto the wind. And then whoever's meant to hear it, they're going to hear it, and then they're going to gravitate and say, oh, hey, I like this, man. But at the end of the day, we're not here to shove it down your throat and try to, seek your approval, man. That's not what the men of the Lord are about, man.
And again, it says, am I there to please man? Because again, man can't save you. Only Yahushua can save you. So you're not looking, because at the end, Yahushua, the power is given unto him. He's the one that's going to say, okay, he's going to give the stamp, saying, okay, he's good, he's not good. So he's the one, Yahushua is the one that you're supposed to seek to impress.
Well, if the Lord closed their mind, how can you open it?
That's it. Colossians 3:1. If ye be then risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above, where Hamashiach sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Hamashiach in the Most High. So again, you seek for the things that are above. Be not conformed to the ways of the world, but become transformed by the renewing of your mind. Seeking, doing what is pleasing unto the Lord, obeying and treating your neighbor as yourself. See?
Yep, that's right. Treating your neighbor as yourself. Okay, and also, working on the internal things you need to work on, man, to be better, man. Okay. You should be on a way higher level than the average individual, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And really, you could take a page out of Esau's book in certain things, because Esau does certain things with more wisdom than Jake. You know what I mean? The way Esau deals with money and certain things. Not every Edomite, obviously, but I'm talking about there's certain Edomites. It's like, yeah, okay, Esau moves, and it's like there's a good amount of them that move in a particular way with certain things, Yeah, well, even the Rothschild, even David D. Rothschild, that devil, he got all that money, but he'll live out in the wilderness. He'll go out in the wilderness, man. Right? He knows how to build plastic boats out of plastic. He taught himself certain skills. How many Jakes know how to start a fire? Okay? How many Jakes know, what I'm saying? How to do certain things that are like really basic human knowledge, man. Right? All Esau's a man in the field, but hold on, we're coming to the time where we're gonna have to be living like we're in the field, man. All right? So these skills are good. Like I told the brother Zakar a couple years ago, we need to go to this particular place I saw that's like a survival school thing, and it's going to go into different things, like maybe the resins it's in the reserve. You know what I'm saying? You remember when I don't know if you remember when I told you that, but it's in the reserve and shit like that. So I'm still trying to go there too, because who knows what you can learn from that. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, maybe I'll go next week, because these are certain things that you got Edomites that live out in the country. They know these things, right? Us as the sons of the Most High, we don't know how to manipulate the elements in particular ways, and know what resins can heal and we can use for certain things, and, to know it well. Yeah, so
like cleaning the animal.
Yeah.
Let's say you're fishing. You're in the woods.
Some brothers don't never
cleaning the fish.
Yep.
Starting a fire, bro.
Yeah.
End up like Gollum eating the
basic
fish
things.
It's not like a movie whenever they show you when you caught the fish and all of a sudden the next scene is starting to barbecue. They didn't show you the process when they actually
Right.
to scales up, open it, take out the insides, and then they washed it and put it on the stick. It's not just you take the fish and you cook it.
Right.
You might get food poisoning and then you wake up the next day and oh shit, what's going on? Now you're lost. They're looking for you with the helicopter,
Right.
lost in the field.
Right.
But
right.
I was gonna say too, because scriptures say how that the children of this world are wiser than the children of light.
Exactly.
So Esau has certain things that to where that they're better than Jake at certain things. Not saying that they're better people. It's just that the wisdom that they have right now far exceeds that of Jake. Because Jake is just stupid.
Right.
The only thing Jake is wise at is wickedness. How to roll a blunt for some wickedness.
But that all goes back to how Jake was raised in this society. It all goes back to the society, right?
I mean, like the brother was going into, an example, because I went on a bike ride, I took a particular trail, and I noticed that a lot of Edomites bike, they actually bike, and it's not just for a short distance, but it's a long distance, man.
Yep.
And I didn't see any jigs, so it was just me, it was just me, so I was like, hey, and then I looked up, I was looking at some of the bikes that they were riding on, and those are like $2,000, $3,000, $1,000 bikes, man. And I'm like, yo, so they're investing in,
Yeah.
You might start investing in their health.
Absolutely.
And I was thinking, yo, but Jake would spend $1,000 on a pair of shoes, man.
Yeah. Right.
But then an Edomite would invest that in a bike.
Yep.
Something
Right.
that's beneficial to him,
Facts.
beneficial to his health. But a Jake would spend $1,000 on shoes, something that's not, it's not so worthless investment.
Exactly.
Man.
Exactly. Yep. That's right.
That
brother.
shows you that the children of this world are wiser than the children of light.
In their generation.
In their generation.
This is their time. This is their time. Okay? So the Lord kind of built them up because they were, when they were in that time of the caveman, right? Going back to the dark ages, they weren't wise. Okay? The scriptures say they were children of fools, children of base men. They were on a very low level at that time. But the Lord kind of raised them up. Okay? You got something else? Okay, bring on the precept.
Luke 16 and verse 8.
Precepts to keep flowing.
And the
Go ahead.
Lord commanded the unjust steward, saying, because he had done wisely for the children of this world are in their generation.
No. Well, you know what? Read that whole parable, man. Because that is wisdom, man. How to deal with people and how to build relationships and stuff like that, man. That's wisdom, bro. I studied those things, man. I done met so much people. That I stepped out of my comfort zone. I was able to. That's why, I'm able to talk to people. Brothers say, "Oh, you can talk." Well, I could, because a lot of times I don't feel like it. I don't like to do that, but I know how to. I can. You know what I'm saying? To the point where Esau, you think I'll get your drinks. Don't worry, I'll buy your drinks for you. You understand what I'm saying to you? Oh, the tab is paid. Esau dealing with me like brothers deal with each other. So, right? Because that's all part of wisdom too. That's all part of skill and wisdom too, to know how to do those things.
If I'm not mistaken, there's a precept where it says how that wisdom gives you like basically I'm gonna put in my own words. Basically, the art of conversation.
Yeah.
The subtlety of speech. I think it's like the something
Yeah.
along.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But if you can find it, it'll be beautiful.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Or let your quad find it and speak what you're saying with your point.
But basically, that's what the brother's going into. Because, even with us, the Lord grooming us to be kings in the world to come. We have to have these skills of where you can conversate with people, man. Especially when we live in a world where a lot of people are introverts, they don't interact. And like the brother said, part of your interaction is you getting out of your comfort zone. And you get to try out, certain gifts of what reading spirits.
Yep.
Reading spirits also having conversation with people too, to pick up their mind and see, what's the guy about? What's his mind like? You ask questions. You can't just be bottled up in the corner and not talking to people. Yeah, we have certain parties like that, but when the Lord puts an opportunity in your face to where that you exercise that gift, exercise it.
Right, and the Lord could have somebody, being basically gravitate to you as well, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, us being in this truth, it's harder to connect with the world too. So it's more of an uphill battle. But we understand, if you have the wisdom, you understand that, that it can be important in certain instances.
All right? Because a big part of connecting with people is smiling. That's a big part in the beginning of the interaction.
Yeah.
Right? And you say something that's complimentary to them. Compliment them. That's a good way to connect with somebody. I mean,